Good Saturday early afternoon, everybody. I would be saying good morning, but on Saturdays I roll out of bed a little late. Now, off to the side or below, I'm posting a link to one of my blog posts, yes, because I like to advertise myself. Um, it's going to be. I'm going to be writing a really large essay, and this is basically just, a heads up to that. And it's a response to an article that someone wrote in response to another essay by me, and at the end of their essay they said that they're praying for me. And one of my friends posted a comment here saying, "I see someone is praying for God to lead you on a biblical path. Isn't it so weird when people not only do that, but tell you that they are?" And I would say, yes, it is a little weird. I don't think it's unexpected, and I don't think that they're really hurting me, though. Now, one thing that really does bother me a lot is that prayer and religious advice and things like that are so paternalistic. Um, when someone who is a believer approaches what we call a non-believer and um, starts talking to them about God, it's as if there's some emotional issue that needs to be dealt with that the believer is now trying to address, as if um, they now are the one who is well, and the person who is the unbeliever is unwell, and the person who is the unbeliever is very distressed and very confused. Um, as if not believing in God is being distressed and being confused. And when I halfway came out of the atheist closet, I wasn't distressed or confused. I wasn't like, oh no, what do I do now? I can't really be sure that God exists. Oh no, I have no idea what to do with myself. By that point, I already knew quite a bit about myself and about what I want and what I think gives life value. And I wasn't confused or distressed. I wasn't crying out for help. Um, and and then religious people are all saying, "Oh, you need to. Um, how about we pray right now?" or things like that. And of course, they never did that. They would really be inviting me to tell them about, what I feel about God and whether I thought that my salvation experience when I was 4 years old was an authentic one, and things like that. Um, and it's not only those who seem a little paternalistic. There are others who feel a little paternalistic too in the way they interact with me. There was one guy who um, who also was at the church that I grew up at, and he wrote me an email, just a personal email, saying, good luck on your search. I went through what you went through, and it's all for the better. And it was a very encouraging note, and I am glad that he sent it. But he kind of got it wrong too. He thought that I'm searching. I'm not searching. I'm not, on some little quest here. No one's gonna be writing some Orientalist novel about me. I'm not searching. I have I'm always examining the answers that I do have, but I'm not really searching. And it just feels so weird that people are putting their proverbial arm around me. Now, I'm not offended by prayer itself. I'm offended by certain kinds of prayer. Um, for instance, before the meal, um, my dad prays, and he prays for the most random things. He prays for, like, college admissions councils to look at my um, to look favorably on my records. He prays for he, he prays for me to be able to pay off my loans in time. Um, just daily things that, if you're going to be praying for those daily things, do that in your morning prayer or your evening prayer. Don't do it at the dinner table. Um, um, and there's I don't think there's really anything particularly wrong with doing that kind of prayer either. It's just, there's a time and a place. And now, one thing that kind of gets on my nerves is when prayer is used as a sermon. But of course, prayer always is going to be a sermon. It's prayer is a way you ritually express desire, and there's a certain kind of personal benefit to that. And there's a certain kind of social benefit to that, because what you're doing is you're creating sacred space, and you're kind of like, prying open people's minds. And, when you create that sacred space, and then when you make these kinds, when you make a prayer, um, whatever prayer you made goes into um, the mind of the person you're praying with. So prayer really is a manipulative thing. Maybe it's a good kind of manipulation, but I don't know. Maybe the track record that prayer has shows that it might not always be a good manipulation. But any kind of religious act is going to be a social act, and all social interactions are ways that you share certain values. And of course, those are, all social interactions that are peaceful are going to be ways that you share certain values. And so there's nothing really particularly out of the ordinary about that. Now, I have to mention that the church that I do go to right now, the service is almost 50% prayer. Sometimes it's silent meditation. Other times it's people flat out praying, and usually it's led by one of the preachers, or both of the preachers. They always have a male and female pastor, both presiding over the service, and they take turns delivering the sermon. So yeah, I'm not particularly bothered by just prayer itself. I'm just bothered by people being really paternalistic, manipulative, and here, let me help you, when they use that kind of prayer, and when they tell me that they're praying.